Hey everyone, my name is theSirhc and welcome back to another episode here on the Colonies. Oh crap, I do have some arrows left. I'm down in some caves trying to get diamonds because our tools are broken. That's right, I just ran out of torches. Things are not looking good. I did not find any diamonds. I spent 2 stacks of torches. I've gone on a couple of mining trips down here in the caves through this big cave system. It's pretty large, and I ended up with like 10 diamonds, which it would be a lot better if we had Fortune 3, but we do not yet, and hopefully we can do that today. That's kind of the plan, is to do some enchanting, get our gear up, so that we can actually get back to doing things. Oh, I just fell. Was not paying attention to what I was doing. Sorry for the darkness, but like I said, I'm out of torches. Also, I kind of wanted to show you a little trick that you can do now and sort of demonstrate one of the new 1.13 features. So we talked about how your vision kind of gets better the longer you're in water, and here's a really good example of that. Basically, you get night vision when you're underwater. So now I can see, and then we take it away and it's gone. I haven't found any diamonds on this trip, so I really want to find at least a couple. Would be great. And we do have a nice lava pool down here. I've gotten tons of iron, so much iron. I've even been like passing up a lot of it and passing up a lot of coal just because like I would be filling up my inventory and taking up so much time. Usually when I go caving, I really like cleaning out caves and not leaving anything behind. Even if I have lots of resources, I don't like the idea of leaving things around, because what if someday I need it? I'm kind of that the hoarder mentality. So that's usually the way that I play, but right now, without, my other pick, actually, the pick I was using is almost broken, so I had to switch it out with this one, which is just Unbreaking 2. And yeah, things are just not going well. We just need diamonds. We need to do some enchanting. And it doesn't look like we're going to get real lucky here today. I was hoping to find at least a couple more. Just get a few more in here. We'll check down this corridor. We got some more lava. No, I don't think we're going to get real lucky with that. It looks like we actually have a nice easy way up to the surface though. We'll just take a little swim through here, and we're out in the ocean. Where are we? It's nighttime. Okay, so our farming village is... Oops, stop hopping up and down. Our farming village is off that way. I started in the cave somewhere over there. And on my way back, I saw this big hole in the ocean, and look at this giant ravine. Let's take a little swim through here. First of all, I love being able to swim like up and down these waterfalls. Basically, you can swim so quickly. But look at this ravine. We got a mine shaft. It extends all the way out there. We're down to lava level, and look at this over here. This is really awesome. There's some skeletons that I don't really want to deal with. I think I'm running low on arrows. Yeah, I got a whole 3. But I think this might be a location for a future build if we ever want to do an underground ravine build. But let's get up out of here before I drown, which is no problem, and we're back to the surface. And I got some enchanting done. We now have tools again. Oh, things are right in the world. I actually got all 4 of these enchants, except for the silk touch on here. That came from the old axe. But I got all 4 of these enchants like in a row, which was pretty nice. So we got an efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3 work pick. I also got a Fortune 3 pick, which is going to be very crucial to actually getting some more diamonds. And then we have a nice efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3 silk touch axe, and a work shovel. That will work very nicely. I also combined some bows and made a new one, power 4, Unbreaking 3, punch 2 flame, and this one has infinity instead of mending because I just keep running out of arrows, and I hate always having to restock on them. I'd rather repair my bow because that takes, like, this thing isn't going to break very quickly, and it's not too hard to come back here and repair with a bow every once in a long while. Now, we have the tools to keep on working on our village again, but before we do that, we just got a new snapshot this last week, and it added some things to the ocean, and you can see a little bit down there. There's just a glowing light, a beacon. So let's let's go down there, take a look, take a potion of water breathing. Come on, there we go. Drink it up and dive. Ooh, fancy. So this is what we got. We got some. I wonder if that was that lava there, or did they actually put? There's some little magma blocks pulling you down to this village. We have underwater villages that now spawn. Sadly, there's no squillagers, as people have called them, basically making like an underwater villager, which would be even more like Squidward with his big nose. But yeah, we got these like little underwater ruins, which are pretty cool. And I didn't know that they spawned with some sea lanterns. That's kind of neat. This one's kind of a small one. I think there are bigger ones. And it's also kind of broken up by this really awesome ravine here, going down to lava level. Wonder if there's any diamonds down there, actually. There's some mossy cobble. Is that part of the... Yeah, that must be part of the village. It's kind of continuing down here, so that's interesting. Is there anything else down here? I don't see anything. Just some mossy cobble and some moss cracked, or what is it? Moss stone brick, cracked stone brick, whatever's down there. Some stone brick variants. But I did see over here, I think, there is, yes, there's a chest. And chests actually look pretty good underwater now. And, ooh, a mending fishing rod. That's kind of cool. And we got some wheat and coal and things. So that is the new addition. They also added coral, but it's not in the game yet, really. You can get it in creative, but they haven't added it to the actual world, which I don't know why they really added the block without adding it to the world. Like, why not just hold on to it until you add coral reefs? But I'm pretty excited to eventually check that out, play with some coral. It looks kind of cool. I've checked out the screenshots a little bit. And it does have an interesting little feature where if it's not in water, it will die. It'll turn into basically the gray version of it. I'm also still curious how they're going to add the trident into the game, because now we have underwater loot chests in the villages, but you still can't get the trident anywhere. So I don't know if they're going to appear in those as a small chance, or if there is going to be... I'm still thinking, or I still hope that they add like the sunken ships, I think would be great. And put a trident there, or maybe there's like pieces of the trident or something in those underwater villages, so you have to find multiples of them to put together a trident. I don't know, but I can't wait until they actually add that. That'll be cool. Also, I should bring this boat around to the other side of the island, because we can't just pick it up and move it with Potato in here. It is so nice to be back out here getting some work done. Last couple episodes we've been just busy with the new content, the new updates, and I've also had not very good tools, or my tools were broken. But now we have a decent set of tools. My shovel is actually, it's already gone down a bit. I've done some terraforming around here. I leveled this off quite a bit, so we have a little bit better space to expand our village to, and kind of made this a bit more of a cliffside. Done a little bit more terraforming over here. And I've also been working on the house here, trying to get this done and ready to be moved in. And I'm pretty happy with how it's going. I think my interior decorating has improved a little bit, or I've figured some stuff out. This thing... This thing just looks like a mess, but this is my stove. It's a high-tech, top-of-the-line rustic stove. It's just, I wanted to make this thing like functional, but also kind of look nice. And so we have the furnace here, and I hid a chest in the ground here, same color as the floorboard, so it doesn't necessarily stand out, doesn't look like there's anything there. And then we have a couple of hoppers, one for coal, and one to feed in your items. And then I put some droppers here instead of chests, so that they kind of blend in and it looks like one big stone thing. And then just a couple of the cobblestone walls as kind of chimneys. And it looks a bit like a mess. I don't think it would look too bad if this bottom one was like more square. Like if we got rid of this and could put a cobblestone, which, do I not have any cobblestone on me? Well, let's just put a stone here. That doesn't quite match. But now that we broke that, we now have a cobblestone. If we had something like this, it would kind of look like a big wood stove, kind of a complicated one. I was looking up like pictures of wood stoves to see if there's anything close to what I was trying to build. And there were some like bigger ones with like multiple compartments. Like there would be one side that had like the actual stove that you could cook on, stove top, and then there's another side with like an oven that you could cook inside, compartments. So there was like big contraptions for, I guess, the wealthier people. But anyways, yeah, I think it'd be nice if I could box in that lower part, and I could do that if we had like stone trapdoors, but we don't have stone trapdoors. Now I'm just really I'm really missing those. I really hope that someday we get something like that, just a nice gray trapdoor. Anyways, enough about that. Then we also have just a little, I don't know, food prep area over here. We got a little basin, water basin, and a workbench. Nice chest by the door there. We got our table just here in the middle. And use some of the birch. It kind of looks like maybe placemats on the table. Also, I lined them up so that the handle of the trapdoor is on the side with these dark trapdoors. And actually, it looks like it sort of goes together. It looks like it's connected there or something. And then I used a wall to separate this room off just to kind of break up the space, because I think that's one thing that I need to get better with when I'm doing interiors, is really breaking up the space into smaller chunks. And then over here we have just a little, I don't know, living area. There's kind of a wardrobe or a cabinet here in the corner. Got a desk, couple of chairs, and some bookshelves. And then we have the upstairs, which hasn't changed a whole lot. We still have kind of our enchanting area, which is, I don't know, it's another little library storage room. I don't know what it is. And then we got a bedroom. I moved where the window was. I scooted it over because this used to be like on the edge here and it was really awkward. So I scooted that dormer window over. Got a couple of bookshelves and a chest and other things. We got our bed here. We got a bigger bedroom over here with some items, and that works out pretty well. Next, what I want to work on is the basement, which I have been doing some stuff with. Here we have our cellar. It's very big, probably a lot bigger than it should be. I was thinking about like blocking it off here and just having this part as the cellar and kind of leaving that side off. But since this is going to be kind of my storage room for the next little bit, I want it to be a decent size. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting some chests basically here and up in this area. And I have slabs all along this outside, so you can still open these up. And not everything is going to be chests. Some of them, because I still want this to look nice, so some of it is going to be just like crafting tables in here. Maybe we'll make up some note blocks as like crates. And maybe, or just put some planks or something just to make it look like it's a bunch of boxes and crates along the wall. But before I do that and get into that too much, right now the floor and the walls are all just cobblestone. So I want to come in here, and on the floor, it's going to be a little bit kind of messier. So we're going to come in here and mix in some gravel. Put some of that down, or not really, I guess not really messier, but it's going to be like looser, not as structural. So it's going to have a lot of gravel in there, kind of broken up ground, basically loose ground. And then in the walls, we're going to do some andesite, I think, and maybe we'll mix in some other stuff. But I think it's mostly going to be andesite, which is kind of matching what we have up above in the kind of foundation around the outside of the house. We have kind of cobblestone and andesite in there. Just have one more chest to clean up over here, and that's our ender chest. And I don't have a silk touch pickaxe, so I got some eyes of ender, and we're just gonna have to break this thing, get the obsidian, and make another one. I brought some dirt out to fill in our little hole where our chests were. Then we can go check out our storage room. I'm pretty happy with it. It turned out nice. Probably one of the messier storage rooms I've ever made, but I think it's going to work. I think it's gonna do fine. So yeah, we got all the chests in place. I got some stuff sorted out. Lots of workbenches and some note blocks in different places. Oh, I suppose that's not gonna make a sound. Yeah, we just have drums. Does that not make a sound because of the trapdoor? Huh, interesting. So I guess none of these are making sounds. That's fine, we don't need them to make sounds. But yeah, I just have messy chests all over the place. Each section has their own item. So over here we got wood, we got a bunch of logs. Whoops, didn't mean to take that. And items made from wood. We got like cobblestone over here, there's stone. This one's just got random other blocks. We got some other blocks. We got saplings and leaves, and yeah, so each section kind of has their own thing, which should work out pretty nice. And if I need more chests, I can always add. You know, there's room to add some more chests in here if like I need more space for wood, or well, I guess cobble's kind of full, but I can make another one for cobble, so that's not too big of a deal. Let's make ourselves an ender chest. And I'm gonna put that right there. There we go. So now we got an ender chest again, and I think this will work. Oh, and one kind of accidental cool thing is I have my furnace here emptying out into this chest, and since that's in the floor, I covered it up with some trapdoors. But that's actually kind of nice because that means I can just access the iron and the gold that's going to be in here and use that for crafting down here. I don't need to move it down here at all. That worked out pretty nice. Now that we got our house done and everything moved in there, it's time to start working on the rest of the village. So I've been doing a bit of planning here, figuring out where the roads are going to be, and I think we're just gonna kind of check them out, and we'll hop into spectator mode real quick so we can get a nice aerial view, figure out what our plans are for this place. Are these not gonna load in? Let's do some not F2, F3A, there we go. All right, so we'll start up at the top of the hill here. And this, like I said before, is going to be our keep. It's going to be like a main stronghold for this area. Big, well, a small castle, basically, a big fort. And it's going to be much bigger than the little square that we have here. That is like tiny. I mean, that's smaller than our house over there. The keep is actually going to take up pretty much all of the top of this hill. It'll be squeezed in there, so that'll be pretty cool, and it'll be very easily defensible because it's surrounded on all sides by like cliffs, except for over here. And this is going to be our main road into the keep and into the village. And I didn't mark all the roads where they're going to be, just kind of the main ones that we're going to have. So we're going to have this main road coming through the village, connecting the keep road, go across here through this path that we created, and then over to this half of the village. And then there's going to be basically 3 roads coming in and out of the village, one to each side, each like little lowlands, the plains area. So we got one road coming out here, and we're gonna basically split it off as it comes out here. I want to really break up this large area. It's going to be mostly fields and like pastures out here, but I don't want any super large fields. I want like quite a few small fields that are broken up by walls and paths. And as we get farther from, you know, the village and farther from the main roads, the paths are going to get skinnier. And instead of being made out of stone, I think we're going to do lots of stones inside the village. As they come out here, it'll be a lot more dirt paths. But we'll come out to like this point, kind of the middle of the area, and then we'll have a bit of a crossroads, and that will split off. You know, we can have one path coming out to here by this island, and then another path kind of coming out to this point, and we got a path kind of branching off back into this area. That'll work pretty nicely. So that's one of the roads going off to a side, and then I did a bit of terraforming here to make a slope down, and we'll have a road coming through here. And again, it's kind of branching off to like these little points and these islands that we'll probably put something on, some sort of house. And we'll have this road kind of coming over here so that it can reach this whole area. Because basically the divide between that side and this side is going to be like right in this area. is where that is being separated. So we got that road kind of going over to there, servicing that area, and then we have a road coming out to here. Now we have this river, this obviously not fully formed river in here, and I'm trying to decide what to do with this. We can either dig it down and make it a river, make this an island and put a house there, put a bridge going across, or we can just build this whole area up. And I'm really torn between the two. We don't really need another island out here, and I mean, I'd probably put like a house on the island, but there wouldn't really be any reason to have a house out here. It would add a bit more interest to the area, so it's not just one big flat area, but it would also be interesting to have more fields out here and just raise this whole land up, make it even with the rest of it, and just use this space for some more fields. We do have this other lower area here, and I think over here I want to make kind of a nice fishing spot. So we'll add some docks and maybe a house, maybe even a couple of houses where people do a lot of fishing for the village. I think that would be a good spot. And we're not just going to have fields out here. There are going to be homes. In fact, most of the homes of the village are going to be speckled kind of out by the fields, with the idea being that many of the people who live in this village are farmers and take care of these fields. And so they're living out kind of among the fields or the pastures by the farm animals inside the village, you know, up on these little hills. We're going to have maybe a couple, 2 or 3 homes, including ours, but the rest is going to be like businesses, like a blacksmith, a leather worker, a baker. We'll have a tavern, probably a church. And those people will probably, like those buildings will probably have homes in them on like the second floor, or if we build like some shops, you know, those people who work there, who do those things, they maybe live in those buildings, in their shops. But we're not going to have too many straight houses up here. Most of the houses are going to be speckled around the rest of our little field plains area. So then over on this side, we have one more road going over here, branching off. Again, it just kind of goes to a crossroads here. And I think, you know, by the crossroads is probably where we're going to have the houses. So like this one's a pretty big crossroads. We could definitely have a couple of houses here. And then we have roads kind of going off to this point and off to this point. And I don't know, I might make some bridges kind of going over to here. Maybe this is another sort of fishing area. You know, it's not a bad idea to have like multiple fishing spots for the people to go to, so they can feed the village that way as well. And then this is gonna be the widest road, coming off this way and then heading this way, because this is going to be the road that a lot of trade is done on. This is going to be the road that connects our little farming village with the northern part of the island, and where eventually I want to have kind of a bigger city over there. And also we have this bay here, which, you know, is kind of broken up. You know, we might have a small road kind of going up into here maybe, but it's a lot of cliffs and a lot of mountainside over here. So their main road to travel on, I mean, there's cliffs here as well, but we're going to terraform this so it's a much more gradual slope. So their main way to travel to this bay, this port area that we're going to make, and the city up to the north is going to be right along this path. So now what I need to do is just get in here and do a bunch of smoothing on the terrain. I don't want it to be flat, of course, but it's really messy over there, especially right there. So there's some like caves kind of going in the area. So I'll need to kind of fix some of that. That side's pretty good. It's pretty nice and smooth. And I think that side isn't too bad either. But I do want to get rid of the lava pool there, and maybe get rid of some of these water ponds. We have enough water around the outside. We don't really need any ponds kind of sticking in the area. But that is going to do it for this episode. Let's end it off with our comment today. And it says, Minecraft doesn't exactly have much room for decent tables, chairs, unfortunately. There's always the old string and fence or a string carpet and fence combo, but since new trapdoors exist, you can try that one instead and see how it looks. I'm also a fan of upside down stairs for tables if you don't want the typical legged table. So that's in regards to trying to do the interior for this house last episode. And yeah, there really isn't a lot of good options for tables and chairs. It's kind of disappointing. I hope that, you know, they've gone away with like the block IDs, and they've kind of opened up the amount of blocks that they can add to the game, which is why we're getting like all the different trapdoors, and we've got different pressure plates and buttons, and I think they're planning on adding more slabs and stairs for stuff. But I would love for like 1.14 to be kind of a like a decor update where we get actual tables and actual chairs, because tables, you can make some good looking stuff. I mean, I don't think this is too bad with these trapdoors, and you can always do fences with either pressure plates or carpet or trapdoors on top of them. Even this, like, it looks like a decent desk, but chairs, all you really have are like stairs. Or if you want like a bigger chair, you can do, one thing I've done is a slab, and then you put like a door on the back. So the door is kind of the back of the chair, and then you have the slab. But those all just, the chairs look really bulky. I mean, this isn't too bad if you slap some signs on the side of it. You can kind of make like a big comfy chair. But making like dining chairs, like these are just, they're fine, but they don't look great. And I would love to get like, not just the tables and chairs, but also desks and, I don't know, more bookshelves. What else? There's lots of things they could add. Just really cool furniture, decor stuff. Not even limited to furniture, but lots of different decor stuff that instead of, you know, we're trying to decorate in this house with basically full blocks, and there's not a lot of detail that you can add when you mostly just have full blocks or slabs and stairs, which is why I'm trying to really use the trapdoors in here as well, because it's a smaller block that adds finer detail. But it'd be cool if we could get some of that in the game. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. I hope you have enjoyed another episode here on the Colonies. We'll see you next time, and goodbye, folks.